friends, welcome back to my channel. This week I want to talk to you guys about the newest book I've just read, Red, White, and Royal Blue. So I just finished this book the other day. It has been making its way through my friend group. We're passing it around to each other, and I literally read it in like 3 days, I think. Something like that, 3 or 4 days. It was so good, really enjoyed it. It was fun, YA, and just romantic and dramatic, and I really enjoyed it. I had such a fun time reading it. And I was definitely on the edge of my seat at some points. I was near tears in others, and honestly, if I had more water in my system and I hadn't been dehydrated, I probably would have full on cried. So I'm gonna do this the same way as I did my last book review. The beginning will be non-spoiler for anybody who hasn't read the book yet, more looking for a book suggestion. And then I will switch over to spoilers for people who have read it. I will be very clear in when I'm making that switch, so anybody who wants to can say goodbye before the spoilers. So let's get right into my review. Obviously, we've already heard that I liked it. I loved it. It was so fun, so good. Now, let me go into some of why. So for anybody who hasn't heard of this book, this is, I feel like it's been pretty popular. Maybe that's just me. So the tagline on here is, "What happens when America's first son falls in love with the Prince of Wales?" So we are talking about a gay LGBTQ plus story book, which is so good to see. Is to see this start to come up. I personally have not seen a lot of LGBTQ plus books come so far into the mainstream like this in my experience. I could be very wrong there. It could just not be what I'm looking at, and honestly, I have been a little out of the loop in the last few years as far as books. I need to get back into a nice for pleasure reading schedule, but I'm a little bit out of it right now. Most of my reading has been for school the last few years. So correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to know the books I've been missing. Let me know down below. But it was such a great story, so well pulled together. You know, it was one of those things where I was just talking to my friend about it today, and I was saying, what I like is that there was tension and there was conflict without making the relationship toxic, without having a toxic relationship be the source. It was a great relationship. And on top of that, you know, my friend was saying there was so much growth, and that was what was great too, is it was growth that didn't stem from toxicity. It didn't stem from just stuff you don't want to see in a relationship, but it was just, you know, they're not, you know, they're in their early 20s, these kids, and it's a natural growth, and so it just really worked, and it didn't make it like this toxic relationship and to end into this happily ever after out of nothing. So I really enjoyed how the relationship was developed and built and grown, and where it was built into, I should say. McQuiston did a really good job developing the characters outside of our two main characters. The other characters were well developed, and you cared about them. Like there was a realness and a fullness to them, and it wasn't just like, oh, these are other characters and they have to be here to like move the story along, or like you can't literally have a world that's two people. It really, like, these were characters I cared about. These were characters I wanted to see the best for them, and all different kinds. You know, they all had their different quirks and lives, and like you can tell that these are full people that exist in their own world and their own stories, and they just happen to be in this one right now. A warning for anybody who does not want to see this or read this kind of content. There are some adult scenes in it, so if that's not something that you want to read, I would skip over this book. It probably won't be exactly what you're looking for. And other than that, I think that is going to wrap up my spoiler-free section of this video. If you have not read the book or you just want to avoid spoilers or whatever, this would be the time to shut it off, go by and read the book, and come back here at this point and continue with me. So, for those of you who have read or want the spoilers, can we talk about this book? Oh my god. So, first of all, the emails. They were so cute, and the whole time I was so distraught reading them because I knew where we were leading, and I knew it was going to be so hard and so devastating, and that culmination of all of it just came together so nicely. And what I really, really loved is that it came together and it was this boom, and then there was that settle, that it didn't get dragged on way longer than it needed to. It didn't blow up everything. Like, it was realistic and heart-wrenching, and then we moved forward. And that was really, really strong and powerful to me. And the way that Alex was able to go be there for Henry and support him, and then how that built to and led to everything with Henry's family and his mother and all of that coming together. I think it was page like 100 or so, give or take, when I got to the point where I was like, I have to finish reading this today. Like, I will be done with this by the time I go to sleep tonight, and I was. So I'm curious if anybody else had that moment where they went, okay, I need to get through this, I can't put this down. Let me know what moment that was for you in the comment section. Oh my gosh, I mean, I was just talking to my friend today, the history, huh? Oh my god, so cute. I loved that. I thought that was such a cool way to like pull that all together and show the support. I have to say, that scene where they were all talking at Kensington, Buckingham, right? They were at Buckingham, with the Queen, and the mother opened the blinds and there was the crowd out there. I almost wish the crowd could like see them from that window, and Alex and Henry were like in the window or something. That would have been so cute. But I wish we could have seen the two of them like in front of a crowd like that, but I will live, I suppose. I also really loved, and maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I'm an English major, but I thought it was so cute that they started ending the emails with the like excerpts. Oh my god, that like, cutest thing I've ever seen. I loved the mother, her reaction to when Alex came out to her and was just supportive of him, and then was realistic and had to be like, hey, we need to make sure we have our ducks in a row, and the PowerPoint titles. So good. And then again when they were exposed and the emails leaked and all that, and she was just ready to be right there behind him and support him and do what, you know, she needed to do to just stand up for him and fight for him. And then we saw Henry's mom do the same, and then, oh my gosh, the part that I definitely like actively teared up, and then I teared up again when I read it again. I didn't read the whole book twice. I read the highlights again. When it's that end of that day after the email leak and that whole leak came out, and it's the end of the day and Alex is kind of leaving all these meetings or whatever he's been in, and he just goes and he sees his family and they just all like have him and they like hold him and hug him. I don't know what it was about that, but that got me. I'm curious, I asked my friend this, and I'm curious what you guys think. Who do you want June with? Because we both see her with Nora a little bit. I got the vibe. I don't know if it was just us, but we felt like that framework was laid down. Oh my gosh, I would love to see a sequel of them like living their lives in grad school, and Henry and Alex in New York, and Nora wherever she is, and June doing her thing, and just end the second term. Oh my god, the Texas turning blue. Oh my god, that was so like, I don't know if cathartic was the right word. There was something about it that was like, oh. Can we talk about Zara? First of all, her character in general, love it. She was so, I loved that. And then the whole thing with Zara and Shan and that phone call on the airplane. Oh my god, so cute. Loved it. I loved seeing, and we're gonna go right back to the beginning here, but I really did love seeing how Alex, first of all, that magazine thing, having the picture, but how it turned into him hating him and just thinking that he was this guy that obviously he's not, and Henry loving him from the very beginning and that whole thing, but like Alex slowly seeing more and more of it and understanding it. And oh my gosh, I totally forgot about this. The scene in the hospital when they went together that first trip, oh my gosh, so cute, so good. I mean, definitely worth a reread. I went back and wanted to read all of the emails after I finished reading it to get from the perspective of kind of what happened there and just kind of read it from that perspective because I thought that that was interesting, and it was. And I just, so good. Can't wait to read her next book. If you haven't read it and you're still here, go buy it. It was so good, so cute. And I hope that you guys also enjoyed this book. Let me know what you thought about it, what your favorite scene was, whatever, in the comment section down below. If you share any spoilers and you're talking about your favorite scene, please just make sure you write spoilers in your comment, just so anybody who doesn't want to see that doesn't have to get themselves spoiled. They can avoid that comment. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I will see you next week. Bye!